Some stories haunt you long after you hear them. Some mysteries burrow into your mind, making you question everything you know about the world. This is one of those stories. Emily Carter was a 28-year-old woman with a bright future. A kind-hearted schoolteacher from a small town in Missouri, she was the type of person everyone adored. Always smiling, always willing to lend a hand. But on the evening of November 12th, 2018, Emily Carter disappeared without a trace. At first, no one thought much of it. She was young, independent. Maybe she had taken an unannounced trip. But as the days passed, worry began to spread through the town like wildfire. No phone calls, no messages, no signs of where she had gone. It was as if she had been erased from existence. Her family pleaded for answers. Her friends searched tirelessly. The police launched an investigation, but nothing made sense. Her car was still parked in her driveway. Her phone, her wallet, everything was exactly where it should be. Everything except Emily. Then a week later, the first chilling clue appeared. A local farmer, driving along a quiet back road on the outskirts of town, spotted something strange in a ditch. It was a shoe, small, white, and half buried in the mud. The farmer recognized it immediately. He had seen Emily wearing it before. But that wasn't the worst part. Next to the shoe was something else, a piece of torn fabric covered in blood. Emily's family clung to hope, but deep down they knew something terrible had happened. The police intensified their search. Canines were brought in, drones scoured the dense woods, and volunteers combed every inch of the surrounding areas. Yet the days turned into weeks, and still, nothing. Emily was gone. Then came the phone call. A gas station worker, miles away from where Emily disappeared, reported something disturbing. A man had walked into the store the night before, looking disheveled, nervous. He bought a pack of cigarettes, paid in crumpled bills, and walked out. But before he left, something fell from his pocket. A driver's license. Emily Carter's driver's license. The gas station worker hadn't realized what he was holding until hours later. By the time the police arrived, the man was long gone. But the discovery cracked the case wide open. Security footage from the gas station provided a grainy but clear enough image of the man's face. A name was soon attached. Michael Reeves, a 34-year-old drifter with a criminal record. Burglary, assault. Nothing too serious, but enough to make him a person of interest. The police tracked down Michael's last known whereabouts, a rundown motel on the edge of town. But when they got there, he was already gone. The room was abandoned, except for one thing left behind. A note. Scrawled in messy handwriting, it read, "She wouldn't stop screaming. I had to make it stop." The town fell into panic. People locked their doors, afraid that whoever had taken Emily was still lurking in the shadows. Then another clue surfaced, this time much darker. An old hunting cabin deep in the woods, miles from any road, was discovered by a group of hikers. It had been empty for years, or so they thought. Inside, there was evidence of recent activity, cans of food, a sleeping bag, and worst of all, a single silver bracelet engraved with a name, Emily. The search intensified. Police scoured the area, and then, on December 20th, more than a month after Emily had vanished, a shallow grave was discovered near the cabin. The truth was more horrifying than anyone could have imagined. Emily had been taken the night she disappeared, lured into a trap by someone she knew, someone she trusted. Michael Reeves was involved, but he hadn't acted alone. There was another name on the motel records, Thomas Grady, a childhood friend of Emily's, a man with no known criminal past, someone no one would have suspected. When questioned, Thomas broke down and confessed. He and Michael had been following Emily for weeks, watching her, waiting. It had started as a sick game, but that night it turned deadly. Emily had fought back. She had almost escaped, but in the end, they made sure she never would. Justice was swift. Michael was found hiding in an abandoned trailer 2 states away. Thomas was arrested at his home. Both men received life sentences. But for the people of the town, the horror never truly ended. Because for over a month, Emily had been out there, alone, buried beneath the cold earth. And no one had known. No one had heard her screams. And that was the most terrifying part of all.